Hey guys, what's up? Steve back. Um, Today I'm going to be making a video for my homeless viewers. Now, I'm not sure how many homeless people would have access to internet. Maybe they go to a library. Maybe they happen to have a cell phone, like, a smartphone like everybody else has these days. Uh, Most of them probably won't. But I personally have known a few kids when I was in high school who were sadly homeless and they still had their phones on them. And this wasn't that long ago. I mean, I'm only 19. So, however they can access the internet, perhaps they've seen my channel, perhaps they like to watch it. But this video is not just going to go for the homeless, it's also going to go for anybody who's into survival. And this video today is not about weapons or how to build fires. This is actually how to build an article of clothing, a garment, and that is a shoe. Shoes. Let's say you have no shoes. I mean, sadly, it's the truth for a lot of people. You need just something minimal to protect your feet from the rough and dirty streets where you are walking. I'm going to teach you how to make it. All you're going to need is some duct tape, which can be, and I don't recommend doing this, but you can shoplift it pretty easy from Dollarama. This I actually bought myself, so please, just a legal advisor, I do not suggest you shoplift, but if you're homeless, you got to do what you got to do. But try and buy it if you can. Most people could afford it. It's like $2 at the dollar store. And some foam. Now, this type of foam here you could get out of an old couch that maybe somebody's throwing out, or an old chair. If you have some kind of cutting tool on you, that'll make it even easier. If not, just unzip the cushion, or if you do have a cutting tool, cut open the cushion. You can find old furniture and garbage and stuff. Unzip the cushion, get the foam, big foam square out. If you have a cutting tool, this is going to make it a lot easier. If you don't, try and tear it with your hands. It's pretty tough, but you might be able to do it. They also sell pocket knives fairly cheap at a dollar store, so if you're homeless, you manage to get a few bucks, go and buy one of those. It'll be an indispensable tool which will help you take care of yourself. So what you're going to do, get the foam, cut it into a strip like this. It's going to be kind of hard, but this is the best you could probably do. Take your foot. Now, try and cut it to match the size of your foot. You see what I'm doing? Now you have some kind of cushioning there, but how are you going to hold it in? That's where duct tape comes in. Get the duct tape going. Place the foam on your foot. Now I know this is really trashy, but like I said, this is like a last resort type of thing for people who are sadly much less fortunate than most people. But there you go. Now you see, I have some kind of padding on my foot. Now if I was homeless, I'd be very grateful to have this, because this would now allow me to at least protect my foot in some kind of a way. So my foot's not getting cut up, I'm not getting infections. It's not exactly going to keep your feet cold, but at least the soles of your feet will not be having contact with the cold ground. Now this could be done with, depending on the size of your foot, 1 or 2 strips of duct tape and a couple of cut out pieces of foam. And like I said, you could find this foam on old furniture like a couch or an old chair, and that's all you really need. But if you're lucky enough to have some kind of a cutting tool, such as even like a pocket knife, I highly recommend getting one of those, because it'll allow you to cut it much easier. And once you do so, it's not pretty, it's quite ugly, but you will now have some type of thing to wear on your feet for protection. And this also goes for outdoorsmen. Let's say you are camping, and let's say it's just a freak storm, okay? Your clothing gets lost, you can't find your shoes, you wake up in your tent, everything's been washed away. Of course, you would try and find an area that's dry, that's flat, before setting up camp. But let's say it was a flash flood, you didn't know, and the only thing you have left is maybe a pillow or your sleeping bag. This can be done with that too. You take something with a lot of padding, and as long as you have some kind of even paracord, tape, elastic bands, for all it fucking matters, you can get yourself something to wear. Just, you gotta use your head. It's so easy. Some kind of padding, something holding onto your foot, and you can have a pair of unattractive yet shoes which will last you for, depending on the terrain you're on. If you're in the middle of the forest, I reckon they're going to get messed up pretty quick. But if you're on the streets and you're homeless, sadly, they might last you a little longer. But there you go. It's a good way to make some type of shoe. And I'm walking around right now. It is kind of awkward to walk, but it works. It works. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. Have a great night. And do me a favor, guys. Next time you see a homeless person begging, if they don't look like a crackhead, if they, you got to be careful, of course. If they look like a heroin addict or a crackhead, you don't have to give them money, really, because they're just going to spend it on drugs. But if they look like they're a clean, honest person, and they've just fallen on hard times, throw them even like $2. I mean, it helps them out. Or, donate to charities. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.